This is all of the most important crypto airdrop news from the past few days. So let's start off with a surprise airdrop claim that was just announced from Zirkit. Basically, the TLDR is if you had 3 or more Eigen tokens either in your wallet or if you were staking Eigen with EigenLayer, then you qualify for this fair drop. The snapshot was taken on October 8th and you have to claim it before December 31st, otherwise the amount that you get starts going down. Now, every single wallet that had 3 or more tokens is getting the exact same amount, which is 749 ZRC tokens. Once you go through the process here, you have to connect a Twitter account, follow 2 accounts, and then sign a message with your wallet. You'll be able to actually get these tokens. However, the ZRC token is currently not transferable and not liquid, similar to how the Eigen token wasn't transferable for a few months. Until they actually launch liquidity, you won't be able to sell it. However, you can actually claim it right now and see it in your wallet. Now, while I don't expect this is going to be worth a whole lot once the ZRC token actually goes live and is trading, of course, you should definitely claim it if you're eligible. So check to see which wallets you have that were holding at least 3 Eigen tokens as of October 8th. All right, next up, let's talk about some airdrop alpha, things that you can do right now to potentially qualify for future airdrops. So Bungie just launched their new exchange, they're calling it. Basically, it's a cross-chain bridge and aggregator for DEXs that allows you to swap from any token to any token on different networks. Now, Bungie had launched their points system just a couple of weeks ago. They're calling points balls, but basically you're definitely going to want to interact with this if you want to keep farming Bungie. Now, since this is in beta testing, the max limit per swap is $1,000. However, it definitely makes sense to make a couple of interactions in the beta phase. It could be an airdrop multiplier or qualifier. Next up, another piece of brand new airdrop alpha is that Eclipse has launched a new unified restaking token. It's called TETH, and the TLDR is that if you buy or mint TETH, you're going to maintain exposure to a variety of different ETH restaking protocols. Now, in terms of the different protocols that are participating in this, there's 5 different LRTs that you can mint TETH with, and that's EtherFi, Renzo, Swell, Dinero, and Puffer Finance. If you mint TETH, it's going to aggregate the rewards for holding the variety of different tokens that make up this basket, and the TETH token will increase in value over time. Now, one thing that I do have to highlight is that when you actually mint new TETH and bridge to Eclipse mainnet, you will not be able to withdraw or bridge back right now. Of course, they will enable it eventually. However, currently, they haven't actually enabled withdrawals, so it says coming soon, something to be aware of. If you need your ETH for something immediately or in the near future, I don't recommend doing this. However, if you are already farming Eclipse, you're bullish on this ecosystem, I think this is a decent target for ETH staking and restaking. And then the other thing is that why I highlighted it here from Hyperlane is that they are actually partnering with this. And so if you actually make the bridge transaction to Eclipse mainnet, then you will be interacting with Hyperlane, which is a solid airdrop Lego. Speaking of Hyperlane, FLB on X has created this Hyperlane mega route that includes 50 different interactions, so you can check it out. I think it's a useful tool. You don't necessarily need to do every single one of these, but it does give you a pretty solid cross-section of all of the different ways that you can interact with Hyperlane, because it's actually been launching so many new chains and interactions that it can be quite difficult to keep track of. So I'll throw a link to this thread down below. Okay, next up for airdrop alpha, let's talk about this little blog post from Consensus. So if you don't know, Consensus is the parent company that owns Linea, that owns MetaMask, and a bunch of other ETH infrastructure plays as well. Now, in this blog post that they just posted, they talk about the macro environment. They're actually laying off employees. But if we scroll down here, you can see that they are continuing their commitment to decentralization. Now, they have been hinting that MetaMask and, of course, that Linea would be having a token and would decentralize at some point. And they say that they are driving towards that. So basically, this little blog post is just highlighting that they are still targeting decentralization, which in my mind means tokenization. And while I definitely don't want to get political here, I feel like the results of the election that's coming up in just a couple of days now are going to have a pretty significant impact on the timeline for this. Of course, one candidate is very pro-crypto, the other candidate not so much. Anyways, speaking of Consensus and Linea, this is the last chance you have to earn LXP. So they launched it last week, but the deadline is in 3 days. So if you want to collect 150 LXP or 50 for each quest that you complete, you can check this out. This is going to be the last chance to earn these LXP apparently. And then for the LXPL campaign that's currently going on, that is also ending soon on November 25th. So these are the last few opportunities you have to earn both of the different point types that are certainly going to have an impact when it comes to how Linea decentralizes, tokenizes. And then in terms of the timeline, I honestly think we're going to have to see what the results of the US election are to have a good idea of when. Okay, moving on to more airdrop alpha. Aptos has this 2-year anniversary quest on Galaxy that is the most ridiculous thing I've seen. Just look at all of the different tasks you have to do. All of them are stupid little social tasks like follow this person on Twitter, visit this Telegram page, etc. And if you are willing to put in the time to get this, I feel like it could be relevant. So check that out if you're into it. Next up, do you remember Lingo, that SocialFi airdrop campaign that ran a couple of months back? I was checking out their Discord the other day, and apparently TGE is expected to be in November, according to the team members in there. However, in the meantime, I noticed that they did just launch this little daily free collect or daily activity that you can do. Basically, you come here once a day, you can crack your egg, and then when you do that, it makes a transaction on the base L2, which is basically free, and you also get a transaction for base on the off chance that they tokenize one day. And then when you go through that process, you get a raffle ticket, and these raffle tickets give you a small chance of winning one of these various little prizes here. So this is a free, low effort activity that you can add to your daily checklist if you have something like that. The ceiling is actually pretty high if you win one of these prizes, but likelihood is that you're not going to get much from it. Okay, next up, let's talk about some airdrop alpha on Solana. Solare has launched SUSD, which is a new stable coin that's backed by the US T-bill. So if you want to, you can mint this and you can get a 10x points boost on Solare deposits, but only up to the first 20 million in TVL. They just launched yesterday. They're already at just under 12 million. So the APY on this, holding the stable coin from the T-bills that are backing it, is 4.33%. But you do earn points for Solare. I put $500 into it just to sort of tick the box. I'm not farming with a massive amount of stable coins. But if you are looking for places where you can park some stable coins, earn a yield, and potentially get airdrops from it, I think that this is one of the better targets within the Solana ecosystem. Another opportunity for stablecoin farming on Solana is with MarginFi. They just launched their own stablecoin, ISC. This one is also a yield-bearing stablecoin. I'm less bullish on this though, just because of how MarginFi has, had their point system running for well over a year. They had that whole drama earlier in the year where one of the co-founders had to step down. They basically walked back from actually doing the airdrop. And I think that their go-to-market strategy has kind of been overshadowed by Camino. So I'm not sure whether or not this one is going to be as good of a play, but I just wanted to highlight that this is also now an option. Next up, Magic Eden has this test claim for a test token called Test ME that actually has value. You can sell it, kind of similar to how when Jupiter was doing their airdrop in the beginning, they had mock Jupe. So if you've been farming Magic Eden, if you want to actually check to see if you can claim some of this, you first have to download the Magic Eden app on your phone, the Magic Eden wallet, import the seed phrase for the wallets that you think might be eligible, and then you can try and claim. The process is a little bit complicated, but this is going on now. You can sell the Test ME, and it is possible that participating in this could give you some sort of boost for when the real airdrop actually goes live. Okay, next up, I do have to cover that at the beginning of this week, Grass finally launched their token. So if you haven't yet and you were farming Grass, you can claim your tokens. Now, FYI, this is the amount that I claimed, and like I promised, I did a Grass giveaway. So these were the 10 winners, which I drew in a previous video. And what I did was I sold 15% of the airdrop and sent it to the 10 winners. So basically what it boiled down to was I sold, it was $600, and each of these 10 wallets got $60, which I sent directly to their wallets on the Arbitrum L2. So if you were one of these people, congrats, check your wallet. And yeah, this was a crazy airdrop, the biggest one in history so far that I know of. Literally millions of wallets claimed it. All right, next, just before I move on from Solana, this is a little dashboard on Dune that you can check to see your volume for Jupiter. So if you've been farming Jupe round 2, all you have to do is sign into Dune and then copy and paste your wallet address right here if you want to check to see your progress and how much volume you've moved. Another checker on Dune that's actually live is this one from Zora. So you can check to see how many NFTs you've minted and how you rank relative to other users. All right, let's move on now. So Mitosis has announced that they received some scroll tokens, but they are passing them on to the community. Now, while the scroll airdrop has not done well, the price of the token has dumped and a lot of the TVL has left the network. Of course, free money is free money. And so it's looking like if you're farming Mitosis, you'll probably get something from this. They'll probably give an allocation of scroll tokens. I'm not sure if they're going to do it equally amongst all participants or if they will allocate it linearly according to the amount of points that you have with Mitosis. So stay tuned for more on that. Next up, another airdrop claim that is live is Cook tokens from farming the Mantle staking protocol. Now this airdrop did not do as well as I expected. The total token supply is 5 billion and the FDV of this is less than 80 million now. So the price has just dumped completely. I sold a chunk of my tokens right up here as soon as I claimed them. Now I regret not selling more because with this, I am basically a community member now. I do think it is a bit insane that the FDV has dropped this much. The market cap of this thing is less than 20 million and the FDV is less than 80 million, even though there is literally over $1 billion of assets that are technically secured by this protocol. Anyways, if you want to continue farming this in season 2, they've launched that. You can now earn more points with it and you can actually restake ETH or METH for CMETH, which is their liquid restaked token. That is now live. And the way that it works is if you want to mint CMETH, you have to do that on the Ethereum mainnet. However, if you want to have it on the Mantle L2, you have to basically buy it. So some people are minting and bridging and there's LP pools now on the Mantle L2 where you can just swap directly into it and you don't have to spend gas money on the Ethereum mainnet if you want to. And then in terms of season 2, you can track your points here, which is very similar to season 1. And there's gonna be more integrations and multipliers on points depending on where you use it in Mantle DeFi. And then the final thing for this that I wanted to mention is that there's a free NFT mint that you can get to commemorate the launch of Cook and CMETH. So this is a free NFT. You can mint it for $0. I'm not sure if it will have any relevance, but it is very low effort. Okay, next up, the Chroma airdrop is live. You can claim your Crow tokens. I basically claimed and then bridged off, sold all my tokens. I'm done with Chroma. I'm not farming in season 2. That's all I have to say about that. If you have a D Pioneers NFT, there is a airdrop claim, BBT tokens. Not every NFT is getting it though. So what you wanna do is go to my account here, go to my collection, and then over here under staked NFT, if you're staking a D Pioneers or if you have it in your wallet, there will be a little button that says claim BBT if you're eligible. And if you are, you can collect it and sell it. I was able to sell it for about $90 this morning. Another Solana NFT collection that has some movement is Pythonians. It looks like they are rebranding to Pythonians. There's been some speculation that there will be a burn to mint coming up and potentially you burn 1 Pythonian or 2 of the undead Pythonians in order to get this new collection. So this is the Twitter page for the newly named collection. They've rebranded to Pythonians, I guess because the Pike Finance community has just died and that platform basically rugged. So this is happening. I'm not sure if it's bullish or not, but yeah, it is what it is. And if you hold one of these, you're probably going to want to follow them if you're not already, and stay tuned for more details on how this new collection is going to roll out. Couple of final quick things. Gas.zip has integrated with Sui. So this is a new interaction that you can get, a new route. And if you're looking to get a small amount to start using the Sui network, this is a solid way to send assets from the Ethereum ecosystem to Sui. So definitely check that out. Another thing, if you're making donations in Gitcoin grants round 20 something, whatever it is now, there is a Galaxy Quest with an oat that you can collect. In past, sometimes having actually made donations to Gitcoin is relevant for airdrop qualifiers. I think it's given me an airdrop at least 2 or 3 times at this point. And you can donate just a couple of dollars just to sort of tick that box. And then the final thing is that if you haven't been checking your mint tree recently, you should go and start collecting again if you want to keep farming it anyways, because they have basically increased, multiplied the amount of ME that you get for every bubble significantly. And so, yeah, you're gonna be massively diluted if you don't keep collecting it, because you used to be able to collect like 1,000 per day, and now it's up to 24,000. So yeah, that is it for the airdrop alpha for today. A lot of stuff in there. Hopefully you found this useful. And as always, have yourself a great day.